Hey everyone, welcome to my bathroom and me in my sports bra and my workout shorts. We're gonna do a little Abyanga today, so oil massage. So I'm in my bathroom at home and David's downstairs making lunch, so if we hear noises, that's what's going on down there. I have a whole bunch of oils here that I wanted to introduce you to. And before I do that, I just wanted to share a little bit about this practice of Abyanga because it's a really amazing Ayurvedic practice, and a lot of people think, oh, that doesn't do much of anything, or why would you want to do it? And there's so many reasons why Abyanga is such an amazing self-care and wellness support tool. So let me just tell you a little bit about why you want to do Abyanga before I show you how to do it. So Abyanga is oil massage. And so you can do a self Abyanga. You could also go to somebody who does Ayurvedic body work and they will do an Abyanga on your body. Or you can also get a two-person Abyanga. So there's two people smearing oil all over you, which feels amazing. Oil massage does a whole bunch of things. Obviously, it moisturizes the skin, so there's a lot of benefit to that, especially in the autumn when the weather gets dry and that dryness comes into our bodies in lots of different ways. But the skin in particular is the barrier that keeps things out that shouldn't be coming in. And if it gets dry, then it becomes more permeable. And so moisturizing the skin does a good job to keep us healthy and insulated. Basically, it's like putting on a protective layer during the cold, dry months. Another reason is that it moves lymph. So in a time of year when we might be a little less active, we can also get a lot of benefit from moving lymph. Now, lymph is on the surface layer of our body. We don't need to press super hard to create a movement in lymph. But it's very, very helpful to move everything from the extremities towards the heart. And you'll see me doing that in just a little bit. And then another reason why Abyanga is so helpful is that the skin has a microbiome, just like our gut has a microbiome. So gut microbiome, we hear a lot about, I talk a lot about it. And so we want to support the healthy, beneficial gut bugs. And we have the skin on the outside of it. We can think of the digestive tract like the internal skin. And this skin, our external skin, needs support to maintain a healthy microbiome as well. What feeds a healthy microbiome on the skin? Oil. So there's a lot of reasons why we want to oil our skin. In terms of our nervous systems, we can support ourselves in feeling more relaxed and grounded and settled, and even come into a more loving relationship with our bodies when we practice Abyanga. Because we're actually attending to, with our hands, our own physical beings. And we can love parts of our bodies that we've rejected. We can sculpt the body like clay. We can begin to mold it day after day to be more toned and attended to. And this ends up manifesting in a body that is more cohesive, more in tune with itself. And our hands are such wonderful instruments of care and love and appreciation. So there's lots of, thanks for being here, Nikki. Yay. So there's lots of different oil options. And so I have a few here. Actually, I have another one here that I can share with you all too. Oh no, I don't think I'm going to use that one. Anyway, what I'm going to use today is, this is Banyan's. This is the oil I'm going to be using. It's Banyan's Sleep Easy oil. And it's sesame oil, coconut oil, sunflower oil, olive oil, with a bunch of herbs in it. So it's got ashwagandha, bala, guduchi, bringaraj, passion flower, skullcap, licorice, and then chamomile flowers, bergamot, essential oil, nutmeg, ylang ylang. So it smells really good, and it's very calming. So this is a blend you can get from Banyan. So I have this in a little metal pump bottle here that I'm letting soak in hot water so it warms up the oil before I put it on my body, which makes it super yummy. So I also have ashwagandha bala oil. This is another oil from Banyan that is sesame oil infused with ashwagandha and bala. So it's a lot more simple. It's just straight sesame oil. I also have Banyan's Daily Massage Oil, which is sesame, sunflower, coconut oil. And then it also has some herbs, brahmi, guduchi, lemon verbena, bringaraj, bala, arjuna, and tulsi, and then lavender. So it has more of a scent to it. You can always add your own essential oils to these oils. You don't really want to be putting straight essential oils on your skin. But if you mix a couple drops into these carrier oils, that can be really nice. So these ones that I just showed you all have a base of sesame. And during the cool weather, so the autumn and the winter, sesame oil is really the most nourishing. It's a little heavier oil and it's warming. So when the weather's cold, we don't want to do anything cold, right? We're on board with that. We don't want to eat cold things. We don't want to put cold things on our body. We don't want to allow our bodies to get cold. So my bathroom's quite warm right now. So I'm able, it's like 40 degrees outside or something, but I'm able to be here in a sports bra and shorts comfortably. But sesame oil is like a nice warming layer that is protective and very nourishing to the skin biome. In general, we would say that sesame oil is ideal for Vata constitution and Vata time of year. So we're in Vata time of year right now. And then coconut oil would be best for Pitta constitution and Pitta time of year, so summertime. And then we can use sunflower or mustard seed oil for Kapha season, Kapha time of year, which is spring, or Kapha constitution. However, some of us, like I'm Vata predominant body, I use this sesame oil year round. Coconut oil in the summertime, don't really feel drawn to it. I still need that really deeply moisturizing, warming oil most of the time. I use less of it in the summertime, but I'm definitely not necessarily switching per season, but you can see what feels good to you. This is another place to do some experimentation and see what feels good to you. I used coconut oil for most of a summer at one point. This was before I studied Ayurveda, and I just broke out. So you can see what happens for you. So there's a couple other oils here. We have sweet almond oil, which is a little lighter than sesame, and some people prefer that, especially for the face. Another oil, this is what I use sometimes on my face, is argan oil. This is Trader Joe's 100% organic argan oil that I put a couple drops of rose geranium in. I use that on my face. And then this is like a more traditional Ayurvedic massage oil. This is Kashira Bala massage oil. And it has cow's milk and black sesame seed oil in it. So this is a more like traditional Ayurvedic oil. And if you want to get into all of that, you can. And then there's also this oil, healthy hair oil. This is from Banyan, and this has bringaraj in it as well. Sesame oil, coconut oil, bringaraj. Bringaraj specifically is good for the hair and the scalp and hair growth. Brahmi, amalaki, hibiscus, and rose. So this is nice to massage into the scalp. I just showed you all these oils, and really you don't need any of them. You can grab whatever you have in your kitchen. You can use sesame oil, not toasted sesame oil. You don't want to smell like a stir fry, but regular organic sesame oil, and also organic unrefined cold pressed coconut oil if you want to use coconut oil, or mustard seed oil. You can go for that. All right, so feel free to let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate. Ideally, when you're doing this, you don't have clothes on, but I'm sparing you that. So there's also, I mentioned we're going to bring everything in towards the heart. There's an energetic quality too of if you start at your feet and move your way up your body, or start at your head and move down. I tend to think about it in terms of the time of the day and what energy I want to have. And so when it's daytime and I'm not trying to like calm down before bed, I start at my feet. So I'm bringing energy up into my body. When it's the evening and I'm wanting to ground my energy down more, I'll start at my head and work my way down. So right now I'm going to show you from my feet up. So here's my warm oil in my cup that Juniper decorated. So I'm gonna just put a little pump into my hand. So this is nice and warm. I'm rubbing it around here. So I'm gonna start with my foot. So I'm gonna rub oil around here. So I'm just kind of getting the oil on right now. So you can do Abyanga in some different ways. You can do like quick Abyangas that maybe take a couple minutes, or you can do ones that, you know, you're spending a little more time on your body. So here I'm gonna go, you can see my feet here, I'm gonna go around my toes. One thing we wanna think about as a principle for doing Abyanga is to do round strokes on joints, so even like into the toes, or like getting around these joints, and then long strokes on the long bones. So now I'm going up my foot, and I generally don't put oil on the soles of my feet when I'm doing Abyanga. I do before I go to bed at night to help with sleep, but for this I want to make sure that I'm not going to slip on the floor. Okay, so here I am at my ankle, and I'm going to do a nice round stroke on the joints, and this helps that synovial fluid, the joint, feel nourished. And then I'm going to come up long strokes here on the long bones. And so I'm moving, it's like firm but not super hard pressure up towards my heart. Right? So now I'm going to get some more oil. Oh, it's nice and warm. And then go around my knee and just spread it out right now up my leg. And then come back to my knee, round strokes here. And then long strokes here. Up the leg. So I'm moving. You can see I'm like applying pressure as I pull towards my groin, and then kind of light pressure moving back. Yeah. So this can be a really interesting experience too, just to get in touch with your body. Like, we ask a lot of our bodies, and then we're like, what does this part of my body feel like? Or like, we can listen to what the body needs in different areas. Like, ooh, that feels good. So I'm going to do the other leg here, and get my foot, my ankle, my calf. So putting that nice warm oil on, and it really does, it feels so soothing. So getting my toes. Hi, little toes. Thanks for helping me walk and stay balanced, and getting in between your toes. You know, think about people that shove their feet into shoes that are too small, or like don't attend to their feet, you can really see that, and it impacts as we age, you know, kind of that awareness of attending to the feet or neglecting them. So we can really send some gratitude to our feet. So long strokes here through the top of the foot and then around the ankle. You're welcome to join me here if you'd like to do this along with me. So long strokes here coming up. And again, I'm really pulling up and then gently sliding down. So moving everything up towards the knee. Let me get some more oil here. So you can kind of figure out what's the right amount of oil for you. My skin tends to be very dry, and so it absorbs a lot of oil. And it's come a long way in my years of practicing Ayurveda now. So I'm going to do circular around this knee joint. And yeah, so depending on what time of day you're doing this, you might want to use more or less oil. Like if you're doing this and then getting dressed for the day, you might want to use a little less oil than like if you're doing it in the evening before going to bed and you feel okay getting some oil on your pajamas. You can use a little bit more, or if you have time to like hang out in the warm bathroom after you do the Abyanga, you can let it soak in a little bit more. All right, so I did those long strokes coming up the leg. And so if I didn't have clothes on, then I would do a little, so I'll show you without oil on my hands. So then I would do a little massage into hips here, around and around and around to both sides at the same time with oil. Yeah. And then the front and come up through the groin. So this is where a lot of lymph is too. So we want to pull that up. Yeah. And then the back. So I'll get there too. So traditionally this was done before bathing. So like in the morning you would get up and do the tongue scraping and all the things, and then cover your body in oil, wear a loincloth, because this is mostly demonstrated by men. Do your physical practice, so the oil would soak in and you'd get your body really hot, and then you would submerge yourself in a bath. So what does that do? The oil is on your skin. You've already like sweated, so there's been an opening of the pores. The oil can soak in, and then you get in a hot bath and your pores open up even more. And the oil can soak in. Now this is really, really beneficial. So what I'm doing right now is this little kind of round through the kidney area. But then I want to pull this up, and same thing through my belly. And I know a lot of us have opinions about our bellies, and this can be a really, really nice way to connect to gratitude for your belly. Gratitude for digesting, carrying babies, all the amazing things that your belly does. And the Earth Mama belly connecting there. So I'm pulling up here and then coming below the breasts if you have breasts. Maybe some men watching this too. So then we're gonna come to the arms, and we're gonna do the same thing we did with the feet with the hands. So one way to do this is to kind of massage both your hands at the same time. But then you'll do fingers of one hand at a time. So I'm going to do this hand first. So for a lot of us living in modern day lives, it's hard to do that kind of like lots of oiling, submerging in water. It's not so good for our modern plumbing. So I'm just massaging out my fingers, pressing into the space between the fingers and then going to the next finger. So, so that kind of oiling and then bathing doesn't quite work. Some people do it and then put Dawn dish soap down the drain afterwards. So, and scrub the tub, so you can find what works for you. I generally oil after I shower, and often leave a little bit of water on my skin so that there's already some moisture there, and then add the oil to that and rub it around. This kind of Abyanga can be really, really nice though too, just like I'm doing it in the middle of the day. So here I'm putting oil on my arm, and then I'll come back to the wrist and do these round strokes around the wrist, and then long stroke on the long bones. Yeah, elbow. And then up here. And then it's really nice to hold your arm over your head like this and pull down on all sides of the arm, but then pull down this underneath part and then pull across to the breast tissue. So, you know, I'm wearing a bra here. I don't want to get tons of oil on my bra, but this is really, really helpful clearing out the lymph from the armpit, and it just feels good. Yeah. And then I do a little breast massage, just like top and bottom roll here. And then we'll do the other side. So I need to do the fingers on this hand. So this feels really, really nice. Just a little love. Like you can imagine just, you know, if you did this maybe starting just once a week, or maybe you try it for, you know, every day for a couple of weeks and just see how it changes how you feel. It makes a huge difference. It's really like, especially if you're dealing with anxiety, overwhelm, indecisiveness, feeling ungrounded. It's very, very helpful. But in general, it's like, you know, this is our largest organ, is our skin, and really attending to it. Here's my round stroke on my wrist, and then long stroke. Oop, I need more oil. See, I can feel very clearly where my skin is not oiled because my skin soaks it up. Okay, so rub that around. We did the wrist, up the forearm, and then elbow here. So another question that I often get is why oil and not lotion? And the answer is that lotions often have lots of other ingredients in them, and oil is one of the ingredients, but it's not necessarily the main ingredient, and so you don't get the same nourishment to the skin. Sometimes people need lotions for certain skin issues, but in general, if we're just nourishing and feeding the skin microbiome, oil is going to be most pure and helpful. We also want to think about that general guideline of like, we don't want to put anything on our skin that we wouldn't put in our mouths, right? And not like I would want to drink this stuff, but it's not going to be toxic, right? If I have some sesame oil and coconut oil and olive oil, like it's stuff I eat too. So here's pulling down across here and through the armpit, across across the pectoral muscle. So I'm pulling directly right now to the heart. So the heart is what will pump this lymph through the body, and then I do the breast twisting, kind of not twisting, but hands going opposite each other. There we go. Okay. And then come into the chest. So now we're coming above the heart. Right, so I'm going to do chest and neck. And reach back as far as you can here. So here I'm going to come up into, do you know when you get swollen lymph here, when you have a sore throat or you're sick? So we're going to come up into that area. You can turn your head to the opposite shoulder, do a little pulling down to the chest. Yeah. So coming back behind as well. Pulling down. So this is nice for tension, release. And just sculpting the tissues here, and then other side. Going down through the neck. So again, I'm moving my hands up and down, but the pressure is on the downward stroke. Really nice, pulling down to the heart. And then you can do both shoulders back behind you and pulling down to the heart. Awesome. Then we can come up to the ears. Put a little more oil here, a little bit on both. So massaging into the ears. So the ears get dry too. And this is where the ears and the nose are really where a lot of entry points are for pollens, dust, mildew, viruses, things. So you can really I'm going to make my ears really red here. You can squeeze in around the edge of the ears. This is my elf ear, if you've never noticed. I have a pointy ear. I'm part elf. So you can massage there and then pull down on the earlobes, and then again pull down through the neck to the heart a couple times. And then the face, I like to use a little bit of a lighter oil on my face than the body oil, which I mentioned before. So I'm going to demonstrate with the argan oil here. So I'm just going to put, that's not warm, but it's okay. I'll warm it up in my hands. So here I'm going to start with my forehead and come around, and really gentle strokes on the face, because we don't want to scrub the face. This is more delicate skin. Yeah. So on the forehead, we can bring the fingers up and then out to the sides, pull down the chin, and then down the neck. You can do that a few times. Feels very nice. Lovely. And then through the face here, nice through the cheekbones, gentle, moving out to the ears, and then little massage there. And then we'll do a little facelift here. So starting at your chin and then sliding your hands up the forehead. One more time. And then the final part here is to do a little hair oiling. Now, those of you with straight hair, this is a lot easier. My hair's a little bit of a jungle. So I'm going to use this healthy hair oil, and I'm going to just rub it onto my fingertips and then massage it into my scalp. And this is really nice. Even if you just use a little bit of oil, giving yourself a little head massage is really, really lovely for relaxation. We can get really tight in our, oops, that's my timer. I'm done. We can get really tight in our scalps as we're thinking and focusing and walking around like just heads. We forget our bodies. So I hope this practice helps you feel connected to your body, to feel healthy and radiant. Like, look, don't I look radiant now? I'm like glowing from the oil. And I encourage you to try out different oils and to really see this as one of the most beneficial self-supporting, self-care tools that you can implement in your life. And know that it's helping to detoxify your tissues as you're doing your Abyanga. So go do an Abyanga. Happy, healthy autumn to all of you. And we'll see you all soon. Take care.